Hello. This video's been long. It's been long awaited. I am no longer in region 388. In fact, I have moved to the ops of last season, who, despite getting no rewards last season, put up a stupendously brilliant fight, which, by their own fault, was no means easy. No, not by their own fault, was no means easy. It's more just that 388 had a monster of a player that was just unstoppable. But we'll talk about him later. First, I want to talk about my reasons for leaving 388 because not everybody will know. So, there's a few reasons here. I've been at 388 for the longest time. I was there day one in Gods. In fact, I was rank 4 vice leader for, I believe, not 6, about 4, 5 maybe seasons. And under the leadership of the great man himself, Scotty. Where he is, here he is. Under Scotty. But, as you know, all good things must come to an end. So, last season, there was a bit of uh, argument between, some people from who I'm currently with now and some people who I was with before, and I sided with the people who I'm with now, which obviously led to some issues with me staying in that region, which is why I've decided to move to this new region, where I think I shall have a great amount of fun and hopefully gain a lot of power and friends. So, recently, well, actually, ended about an hour ago, we had the last round of relocation, which, you know, I'm gonna get to after I show you guys who I'm with. So, I moved from 388 to 336. Now, many people who are aware on YouTube of people who do TWS will know somebody here. It is none other than Cronus. Not quite this clan, it's the other clan. Cronus, who is currently actually leading them. Cronus is a nice person to work with, in like terms of talking with the leader here, which is Ragnar, I believe. And that's one of the reasons I'm here. Another reason is 388 wasn't really my thing anymore. A lot of the focus was on the big players, myself not being a big player, as we'll have a look here. It's kind of an issue. I was rock bottom in the clan in terms of overall power, but overall power sucks. Nobody really cares about overall power. What people care about is combat power. This. Love a good bit of combat power. Like, I'll show you, right? If we go into some combat survivors. This person here, Jackie. 113 million combat power, but 350 million power. That's over double me, but I would still beat them in a 1v1. So, in terms of combat power, I think this region is a lot fairer for me to be involved with than 388 in terms of the player base. Even though it is an older server, they have a lot of people who are around my power level compared to 388 who don't really have a lot of people around my power level, since most of them the season before left off to 97 with like Mando and Mad Noob and Wilson mentioned already. Um, so those left, which left Gods and AOE as the main two clans here. Which I spent the last season, instead of in Gods, I was sat in AOE, not really doing much. I quit the game for a week, came back, nothing changed. But I am back, and I am better than ever. And I think I'm going to get back into the habit of some maybe twice a week videos on TWS, you know? Some really impressive stuff by my standards.